I will let you in. Hey!
Excuse me, can you like...
Throw me down. Bra Mark, kör hårt. Lycka till ikväll.
Timo. Ghetto.
Welcome inside Royal Arena for the Group A play between Sweden and Switzerland, and treated like royalty are the Swedes. Just about 15 minutes from Malmo and plenty of Tre Kronor fans in attendance. Swedes entering off a overtime victory, a challenging victory over Slovakia to remain on top spot of Group A. And they have some additions to their lineup. Patrick Hornqvist coming in off the run with the Pittsburgh Penguins, and the Swiss are in the middle of the pack, trying to work their way up. Roman Yossi will help boost the blue line for Team Switzerland as well. It'll be Leonardo Giannoni starting in goal for the Swiss. He played in the Olympics for Switzerland as well. And has a 1-1 record with 7 goals given up off 47 shots in the tournament. There's Anders Nielsen, who has been perfect without a goal against through 2 wins to his name thus far. And it is an all-star Swedish lineup, Dave, that they ice, trying to defend their world championship from a year ago in 2017. And the Swiss, as we mentioned off the top, get a couple of boosts as well.
They certainly do. And this Swedish team, when you look at their roster, even before the tournament started, you thought, where are the weaknesses? And then they get stronger. They are our formidable team. And throughout this tournament, they've only trailed for 4 minutes and 42 seconds. Other than that, they've been in charge each and every game.
Sweden setting up shop early in the Swiss zone. It'll be handled out by Corby. Played across the Sweden line. Timo Meyer on the far boards, hit by Adam Larsson. Puck scoots to the line. Swiss able to work it down low with Fora, sending it behind the net. Corby is there, again engaged with Adam Larsson. Oliver Ekman Larsson, OEL, will reverse it into the Swedish zone. Large Swedish contingent in Copenhagen right through the tournament, and they only grow in numbers and in noise as we go deeper through Group A play. Elias Pettersson couldn't track one in, but it is the Swedes away with it, and Giannoni will handle his first test from Michael Backlund. Backlund centering, and just missing it was Pettersson on the doorstep.
One of the things the Swiss like to do is have their wingers blow the zone and get the puck up as quickly as possible. A turnover in the neutral zone means Sweden can charge the other way, and they can come at you in waves.
Klingberg hits his man coming in. Shot from the outside, goes off a stick, and that'll reach the netting to slow it down. Not yet 2 minutes old, and there's another bright yellow jersey that's been added to the mix.
Victor Arvidsson and Patrick Hornquist, the latest addition after 2 Stanley Cup championships with the Pittsburgh Penguins. He's a former Nashville Predator. He iced the Predators with a Stanley Cup game-winning goal in 2017. And he's a hot mess to handle in front of the net. That's usually where he camps out.
Unter Sonder trying to get it out for Switzerland up the boards. Arvidsson keeps it down low for Sweden. Adrian Kempe out of the Los Angeles Kings will back up. Swiss progress through center. Puck knuckling off of Hoffman during 15 for the Swiss. Hoffman working down low. Drafted 1 spot ahead of Johnny Gaudreau back in 2011. Hoffman trying to get to the front of the net. Joint with some support for the Swiss. They don't get a shot on Nielsen, and Arvidsson will turn it deep.
It's Carolina that drafted him, 4th round, 103.
Big hit in the Swiss zone as leveling the boom was Everberg, and he'll draw a crowd now.
Referees do have their arm up. Everberg was trying to get a clearing pass and step in the way of it.
In season number 18, 2 minutes interference.
But there's just a clear interference call. That's a dangerous hit. And with that, the Swiss will get the first power play of the hockey game. Patrick Fischer, the coach, longtime player in the Swiss top league, was up in arms, and then they did make the call.
Moser on the receiving end of that one is trying to shake it off.
Well, Moser is not typically a part of their power play, so with that, the Swiss will get their players out on the ice. Rafi Diaz with the big shot.
I think the complaint would be, is that not a check to the head? And you'd have to determine primary point of contact. It was certainly interference, but we'll argue it was the shoulder, not the head. Opportunity for the Swiss in a scoreless tie to try and get the early edge in the hockey game. Swiss's power play, 6 for 22. Swedish penalty kill, allowing only 2 goals against through tournament play.
Everberg this past season, a couple of teams in the KHL.
Oliver Ekman-Larsson spots an opening and will rip it around the boards. Down the ice it goes. Rafael Diaz. Been a staple on the blue line for the Swiss. To Hoffman, again to Diaz on the power play. Working it up to Haas. Can't get in. Swedes will backhand one out.
Stop the linesman skate.
Diaz shoots low. That's wide of the glove side of Anders Nielsen. Swiss on the power play. 30 seconds gone on the Swedish kill. Work to the line. Diaz plays to the far side. Man in front is Haas. Larsson gets to the puck and doesn't clear. What a play with the stick by Diaz at the line. Swiss trying to work it to the net, and they do with a one hopper under the glove of Nielsen.
Well, there's some feeling in this game already. The heavy hit earlier that put Everberg in the penalty box. And then this little speedster, Gaetan Haas. Haas will go and change with that top unit power play now off. Niederreiter, see his point totals. They love to have him camp in front of the net. He's that big frame. Former New York Islander who now goes up and down the wings for the Minnesota Wild.
Draw in Corby. Untersander, far point, played down low. Worked around again to Corby. Swiss on the power play, minute left in it. Trying to protect himself on the near side was Corby. Took a hefty cross check from Lindholm. Swedes get the puck down. Corby, look out, stolen, Backlund in, Giannone out, and he'll play it, nullified a shorthanded breakaway attempt from Michael Backlund.
Smart move by the goaltender, Leonardo Giannone. Maybe Baron in the Swiss League. Read that well.
Lindholm to Elias Anderson. Pulled up with a wrist shot that got blocked. Sweden dangerous on that last wave of penalty killing. Kukan across the line for Switzerland to Niederreiter. Yeah, it's a Swiss power play. Forgot about that for a moment. Swedes were dominating. Oliver Ekman-Larsson ends up into his own goaltender, shoved there by Shappy, and that'll do it for the Swiss power play.
You want to get right to the front of the net and be bothersome. You want to take your team off the power play.
Number 19, 2 minutes interference.
Reto Shappy will have his second minor of the tournament called against him. Trying to establish position, but too boisterous in doing so. A lot of players like to do that quick little cross-check shove to create space, but Ekman-Larsson goes down into his old goaltender. So 9 seconds of 4-on-4, and then Sweden will get their opportunity with the man advantage.
Roman Yossi in the lineup for the Swiss. Kevin Fiala as well. Neither made a power play appearance, so perhaps Patrick Fisher giving the NHLers recently coming over a little bit of time to work themselves into this hockey game, but you'd think when you have the weaponry of those two, you might see those names hop over the boards.
Yossi is going to chew up minutes, and his coming out party was 2013 when he brought his Swiss club to a gold medal match to the Swedish team. They lost, of course. He was the MVP, the top scoring defenseman. He was Mr. Everything. And he's like that with the Predators as well.
Diaz protects, swings behind his net. Mirko Mueller will go for a skate. Now in the penalty killing area are the Swiss. Out of the box is Everberg. Oliver Ekman-Larsson back to the Sweden zone. Klingberg on the power play. Across the line. Wanted to leave it there, then it hopped on him, does move it now, and what a blocker stop by Giannone as he got it up on Rakal. 5 goals in the tournament for Rakal. Sweden on the power play, trying to open it up. Zibanejad shoots, and a piece of a stick on the way by Giannone. Klingberg to Ekman-Larsson. Zibanejad skates in, passes over, looking for Klingberg. Couldn't reel it in, but does pulled off the boards, resets to the line, Ekman Larsson. Dangerous looking Swedish power play. Klingberg closes in, throws it low, Rakal back to Ekman Larsson. Zibanejad high, dishes off, Klingberg shoots, scores! John Klingberg, power play goal against Sweden, a 1-0 lead.
The patient puck movement, a shot with traffic, and Klingberg does what he does best. Gets it on net, and Giannoni couldn't track it. This is a wrist shot that hits the top corner over the blocker side. Giannoni is trying to peek past his own defenseman. And number 3, who was number 1 in NHL scoring for defenseman, Klingberg, with 67 points, playing every game in the NHL, opens the scoring for Sweden.
Klingberg continues to produce at a remarkable pace with the Dallas Stars. And he gives Sweden a 1-0 lead with their 7th power play goal of the tournament. Switzerland, Corby just holding the line, Niederreiter. Actually delayed offside, so Swiss will have to come out. Vikstrand played it to the side, trying to jam it in on the rebound. Hornqvist gets a look, but shut down by the pad of Giannoni.
Sneaky little shot by Elias Pettersson.
Swiss changing, have the furthest to go to get into the attacking zone. And so that's why for a moment there was just one red jersey down deep in the Swedish end.
Niederreiter trying to win a puck battle, and deep there's 3 Swiss, 3 Swedes. Here's where they can really help themselves out in the offensive zone.
Driving the net, Swiss trying to pull it on. That was Vermeen, lost the handle. Sweden coming up ice, Kempe staying on side. He'll pick it up low in the corner in the Switzerland zone. Plays it back for Arvidsson, cuts around the Swiss net. Arvidsson turns with a sharp angle shot, that's blocked. Hit Delarose in front. Delarose out of the Montreal Canadiens, turns one deep again. Arvidsson lets it be. Kempe hustles over, back down low. Swedes will wrap this one around. Kukan trying to break it out of the Swiss zone, unsuccessful. Arvidsson helps hold it in, down deep for Delarose. Cycles back to the line, Lindholm couldn't grab it, Swiss gets some reprieve. Stretch pass to the Swiss line, Giannoni out, got a piece on the flyby. Pajärvi will play it for Sweden. Everberg in behind the net, missed it. But here's a Swedish steal, Pajärvi pressuring. Helped out by Johan Larsson out of the Buffalo Sabres. Swiss able to get that back a second time, and this time they usher it to center for Hoffman.
As soon as it's a loose puck, the Swedes go right after you. It's like a blanket. You think you'll get by one, and then there's another one on the scene in a hurry.
Adam Larsson throwing his weight around.
Gregory Hoffman couldn't get out of the way of that check.
Mirko Mueller up the boards. Diaz right in front of the boxes to the Sweden line, and now in. Nielsen had several thoughts about it, but the last one was to stay put. Lindholm out of the Anaheim Ducks will watch as his teammate Rakal goes up ice in front of him, plants it into the corner near side in the Swiss zone. Zibanejad behind the net, now comes out in front with it, trying to cut to the forehand, took a cross check to the face after the fact, and Zibanejad will try to keep his cool. He knows the Swiss are going to the box. Sweden on a power play from Klingberg, lead 1-0.
Switzerland, number 16, 2 minutes. Cross-checking.
ceremony of gold rose to their feet after a power play goal gave the Swedes a 1-0 lead. I have to think staying out of the box would have been addressed by the Swiss, but they're right back in it on a careless call to Diaz.
Diaz felt he got a hit from Zibanejad near the facial area and just retaliated right in front of his own goaltender. The Swiss haven't had a shot on net yet.
Draw win Sweden. Ekman Larsson across to the right point. Ekman Larsson gets it back, shoots in the slot. Fought off by Giannoni. Puck in between the circles. Ekman Larsson unable to maintain possession, and Corvi will send it down for the Swiss.
This Swedish power play will have Hornquist in front of the net, and he is so good at getting in front of the goaltender, bothering him, but not taking a penalty.
Klingberg, the goal scorer, to Backlund. Cross ice looking for Pettersson. Will pick it up. Dazzling youngster for Team Sweden out here on the power play with lots of NHL flavor. Pettersson, right circle, down deep. Swan in front, they score. Hornquist on the power play in his first game. Lights the lamp.
Welcome to the Worlds. You're going to go far with this team. What a passing play by the Swedes. Pettersson, the saucer pass down low. Backlund bumps it. Hornquist up and over a Giannoni goaltender, falling back into his own net. Hard to stop anything going up high when you're going down low. 2 power play goals by the Swedes. They're up 2-0.
Pettersson, who missed a game due to illness, picks up another point. Hornquist, his first goal, and a pair of power play markers are allowing Sweden to get after it early.
Hornquist has played at the World Championship level. This is his 22nd game representing his country as the puck goes down the ice. And that's his 9th goal overall, 13 points total. Just goes into that soft area. There are 4 Swiss defenders, and none of them get a stick on Hornquist. Sanders tries, but it's the quick release. Sherway was close, but not close enough.
Slapper by Diaz on, kicked out by the right pad of Anders Nielsen.
So it took 9.5 minutes for the Swiss to get their first shot, first registered shot.
And Ghetto taken out in the far corner Swiss zone on top. Zibanejad, who's been known to get into the middle of things. Puck up ice, Swiss trying to answer back, find themselves in an early hole. Approaching the halfway point of the first, 2-0 Sweden. Diaz shoots in the right point, nearly tipped on. Just wide of the blocker's side of Nielsen.
It's a smart play, but if you're going to be that open, you've got to make sure you get it to the goalie.
Janmark and Rakal drag it in offside. Plenty of power from the Swedes. It's been the power play that has cashed in to lead 2-0. Packed house at Royal Arena in Copenhagen, Denmark. John Abbott, Dave Tomlinson with you from Group A play at the World Hockey Championship. Sweden leading 2-0. Back for more, perhaps. Slapper picked up by Giannoni with the right pad. Rebound was there. All tangled up was Pettersson in front. Swiss will catch a break and get it out. Lindholm at his own line, back through neutral ice. Carving his way forward was Pettersson. couldn't get a clean entry.
Almost stole it off Foreword. He thought he could kick the puck ahead to his stick, and if so, he would have been gone.
Yossi, captain of the Predators, offside is Niederreiter, wearing the assistant A this time around, and the Swiss cannot make it work to get into the Swedish zone.
Victor Arvidsson joins Sweden. He's another one of these hard-working players that is so good at the cycle game. Very compact. It's hard to knock him off the puck.
9 points in 13 playoff games for Arvidsson. Wouldn't be surprised if tempers start to flare and things continue to get heated the deeper we go in this hockey game.
Well, the Swiss have to be careful that they don't take another poor penalty. If they're going to do anything, make sure it's offsetting. We draw one of their own.
For Swiss through center, Kukan dishes it over. Trying to fight his way through a sure way. Ends up in the corner of the Swedish zone. Delarose, the big frame, guides it out to center. Swedes come in with 3. Long slapper, Arvidsson, and looking past him was Giannoni. Didn't have to look into the back of the net.
Think he wanted to go high there? That was an extended windup right past the mask of the goalie.
Adam Larsson to OEL. Both teams changing on the fly. Ekman Larsson trying to give his team some time a little bit. Now to the forecheck go the Swedes. Diaz, who will likely log a lot of ice time on that Swiss blue line. Watches the Swedes come right back at him. Johan Larsson lost control. This one will gingerly make its way down the ice and stop shy of the goal line. Lindholm back to collect. Lindholm right down the middle. Off the tip of the fingers of Diaz, deflected it on his own goal. Giannoni alerts. Mirko Mueller up the boards, but right back down it goes. Swedes attacking. First shot from the right circle was blocked off the tape of the forward Larsson coming down. And Larsson at the end of his shift gets a little cross check into the numbers. The Swiss steal, but it's protected in front and an easy stop for Anders Nielsen.
This is the penalty that takes the Swiss off the power play. So the power play for Sweden is collected. This is the cross check that put the captain Diaz in the box. 1 pass, 2 pass, and it's in the net for the 2-0 lead. Hornquist he almost invites traffic when he goes to the front of the net. If he's standing there and no one's on him, he'll go near somebody. He loves to get tangled up.
Off the draw, Larsson for Sweden. Up the middle. Janmark cutting wide. Drops for Zibanejad. Return to Janmark. In for the line, Larsson played it back. Rakal couldn't get to it. That line for Sweden. Janmark, Rakal, Zibanejad have been stellar through this tournament. Giannoni out to leave it for Yossi. Reverses under pressure, but the blanket of yellow continues in the Swiss zone. Now some room for Switzerland. Out for a skate. Yossi carries it all the way down and in. Looks in front for Timo Meyer. Yossi continues to circle. Yossi will do it himself. Shoots, and that's blocked by Rakal.
4 Swedes trying to play goaltender, and then if it gets by them, they've got Nielsen who has allowed a goal here. But that's part of how the Predators play for Yossi. They allow the defenseman to take the puck all the way. If they're untouched, you can go behind the net. Yeah, that's okay too. If you still have it, no one comes towards you, get into a shooting lane. Yossi did that.
Aaron Pass is an icing against Switzerland.
Yossi is such a wonderful skater. There's a chance to pass it. He doesn't, holds on to it, realizes no one's coming. But sea of yellow, hits a stick, hits a leg. I'm sure we'll hear more of him as this night goes on.
Draw in the Swiss zone. Helping to win that back was Shappy. Sweden right to it though. Patterson nearly stole. Bouncing puck, forcing Vikstrand to turn. It's moved up. Pettersson some room. Drops off. And a slapper on. Rebound. Just over the bar for Backlund.
Giannoni 2 saves there, and Backlund keeps digging at it.
Swedes working around. Vikstrand keeping watch at that right point as Pettersson sent it deep. Kukan now coughed it up. Backlund spins with a shot. Giannoni bails out his D-man.
He was leaving that glove side post, but kept the stick down.
Turned in by Sherway. He nearly gets a ride into the Swedish bench as Backlund finished his hit. Both teams change on the fly. 2-0 Sweden. Can't beat. Sees some room. Goes after it into the near side corner. Switzerland defending. Sweden making them use every inch of ice and work for it so far in this first period. Haas through neutral ice. A welcome sight for the Swiss in the Swedish zone. Haas shoots, gloves, stop with authority from Anders Nielsen. The tall man in the Swedish net keeping it. 2-0 Swedes. Lots of great hockey moms doing what it takes to get their sons and daughters to the best level. We say a big happy Mother's Day to all those watching in. Sweden leading Switzerland 2-0 late in the first. Nothing like that early drive to the rink. Both parents usually having to take turns at that one perhaps, but lots of moms waking up to get their children to practice. Hope you're enjoying the hockey today. A little flip move there, trying to scoop it into the net from Fiala, who got tricky in behind the goal of Anders Nielsen for the Swiss. Slap shot from the far point by Mueller, handled by the blocker of Anders Nielsen. Swiss trying to funnel another to the front that's off a stick, up and out. Boy, what a move by Fiala at the side of the net.
We are seeing more and more of this. Players that, if the puck is up on end, they'll try it themselves, scoop it, surprise a goaltender. Most goalies, when they go down, they look over their shoulder. They're not expecting the puck to be on the blade of the stick up that high. Fiala just could not convert. Would have made for a nice goal for the Swiss.
Attempted slapper by Yossi at the right point goes awry. Swiss still control. Meier leaves. Now for Yossi. Shoots, that's blocked. And a stinger at that. Adam Larsson paying the price. He'll stay on. Steal the puck at center. Big hit in front of the Swiss bench. Larsson doesn't like that. And again, things ratchet up.
Larsson, after the shot block and seeing Rakal get thundered into the boards, there's a bit of a pylon. Meyer is there as well. Patrick Fisher has been animated, the Swiss coach. There was no call on the play. This was an awkward looking hit. Rakal was trying to knock it in. Meyer comes in there afterwards. The original hit though from Fora. See the stick and then the knee, the right knee just bends in a somewhat awkward fashion. But after that, nobody goes to Fora. He's got to Lays the shoulder in. And then nothing to see here.
Fora, graduate out of the Kamloops Blazers. Certain everybody on the Swedish bench has the number 45 by now. Oliver Ekman Larson knuckles one in. Giannone out. Quick enough to stop it behind the Swiss net. Fora to the line. Now to center. Niederreiter reaching back will then turn one deep. Skipped over the blade of Anders Nielsen. Continues along.
Sorry, one of their cleaner breakouts, but they can't keep the sustained pressure.
Pedersen back in for the Swedes to Larson trailing behind him. Caught an edge, did a little bit of a pirouette, and came back down.
Players are still trying to adjust to the yellow portion of the boards, the kick plate. There's been some strange bounces throughout this tournament.
Swedes starting to turn it up in the crowd. A pair of power play goals have them in front 2-0 late in the opening frame. Arvidsson. Backhands. Lost it. Haas. Arvidsson steals. Look out. Campy just got out of the way.
That was an errant hit. Sherway coming high.
Swiss not missing opportunities to try and take a run at the Swedes. Stretch pass off the left foot.
It's typically not how the Swiss play. Like, they're not one of these teams that you say, oh boy, it's going to be a heavy hitting night. But if you want to upend Sweden, you have to be physical.
Jam play at the net. Stopped along the trapper side low by Nielsen. Swiss trying to up the ante here near the end of the first. Long wrister right to the top of the crease and out the other side for Moser. Elias Anderson backhands it. But it comes right back at the Swedes. Nielsen putting that left arm up, saying you have time, guys.
This is an example when the Swiss are in the offensive zone. They finally work it back to the point and there's no shot. It's blocked.
Rakal dangles and a stop by Giannone. Separates Rakal from a highlight reel goal.
Not many players do that to Roman Yossi.
First shot turned on. Giannone the stop from Oliver Ekman Larson. Top line going to work for Sweden again. Zibanejad with a point in the game has 7 in the tourney. Rakal, who nearly dangled, has 11. And Janmark with 8 of his own. Zibanejad leveling the boom on Yossi. Backhander by Rakal on. Giannone's seen enough, and he'll make sure to cover it even without the goal stick.
Some physical play. Some nice stick handling as well. That's Rakal. Just can't finish at the tail end. Eyes up. Trying to pull it into the skates and out. Yossi at the last moment there. And Rakal, 5 goals, 11 points, 21 shots on net coming into the hockey game.
Draw in Swedes. He'll set it up. Final minute to play in the first. Lindholm shoots off the glove of Giannone. I think that changed directions just ahead of the trapper save and reacted to get it. Now Hornqvist will throw it on and a stick save Giannone.
Yeah, it was Hornqvist in front.
Cross ice pass. Hornqvist again, and coming over to his right is Giannone to get there.
If you were to track Hornqvist on that shift, he was in the front of the net, waved at the puck, then at the top of the circle to the high slot, shot towards the net, and then sneaks down back door. Just can't collect it cleanly enough. Head up the whole time, stick ready. Just a bit in front. Giannone gets over there, loses the stick in the process, but eventually hangs on and have a concern with the ice. See the totals by Klingberg.
With the goal.
They haven't had the power play marker. We'll tell you that he did score the first goal of the hockey game on a Swedish power play, a wrist shot past the blocker of the goaltender, so he's up to 5 points in the tourney.
40.5 left in the first. Draw in Swiss. moved out, Sherway plays it up, Hoffman gives chase. Looking over both shoulders, Klingberg into the skates of Rakal, tough play, he'll swing around and maintain possession. And now Lindholm, right back up to the far boards. Reaching for it are the Swedes, and Janmark back down deep in the Switzerland zone. Mueller took Janmark out for a moment. Puck clears, time winding down. Lindholm won't shoot it on, he'll play it in. And that'll do it for the first period. A pair of power play goals by Sweden. One from Klingberg, one from Hornqvist. And the Swedes lead the Swiss 2-0 after the first.
Switzerland, number 16, 2 minutes. Cross-checking.
Vad hade du första?
Swedes with a 2-0 lead heading into period number 2, try to continue their dominance. That man is yet to allow a goal against all tournament, and it stays the same after the opening 20 versus the Swiss, who are hoping to have impacts being made from the likes of Kevin Fiala and Roman Yossi, who come over fresh off the NHL playoffs. One of the Swedes who's done the same, and Patrick Hornqvist has a power play goal to help Sweden do a 2-0 lead. John Abbott, Dave Tomlinson with you from Royal Arena in Copenhagen.
It's imperative on the Swiss in the second period to get more than 4 shots on net. Nielsen's an imposing figure at 6'5", but he really didn't have to deal with too much in that first 20.
And obviously, to stay out of the box for the Swiss would be of note. Zibanejad hucks a backhander through center ice. Reaches the Swiss zone, played out of the corner, ends up right back at center. Oliver Ekman-Larsson across to Adam Larsson, just off the heel of the backhand of Zibanejad, who was trying to pick up that pass and rip right down the middle. Rakal up out of the air, and Zibanejad, it looked like he was going to be on the receiving end of that hit from Timo Meyer, ended up taking Meyer out.
Meyer was physical in the first period, but he gets a taste of his own medicine there.
Meyer shoots up top, and a shoulder shrug is enough for Nielsen in that occasion.
It's a pretty heavy shot, but Nielsen is able to find the rebound first. Zibanejad, he gets his eyes up, kind of like a jump ball there. And Meyer just loses that tussle.
Mikko Zibanejad out of the New York Rangers, 27 goals for the Blue Shirts this past year, and one heck of a dressing room DJ, we've been told.
All right. Can you play the organ? They have that here.
Slapper from the right point, broken up. Yossi trying to keep it out of his own zone, unsuccessful this time. Hornqvist had an odd kick out of the corner, something you've made note of. Doesn't burn the Swiss this time. They get it close to the line, can't clear. Lindholm turns it around. Hornqvist doesn't touch it. Backlund scores. A setup in front turns into a goal for Sweden, and it's 3-0.
It looked like the puck was going to come out of the zone. It was kept alive smartly and moved quickly down to the front of the net. A loose pass off a stick, kept in by Lindholm. Backlund's looking, he's got 2 guys he can go to, but it goes off the stick of the defender. Forearm was reaching out, and you see it go underneath the legs of Giannoni, who leaves. He's got to get across. He knows there's 2 guys there, so he makes the strong push, but it's a deflection goal, an own goal, if you will. It's not like the Swedes need help, but they're up 3-0.
Swedes scored 5 minutes and 24 seconds into the first. They score 1:14 into period 2 and increase their lead to 3-0.
The good teams will make you pay if something doesn't go exactly as planned. Yossi, off the back of his blade. Backlund, a hard pass. He has Hornqvist and Pettersson. And Instead, he gets the goal. And for him, his second of the tournament, he has a power play helper as well in this game.
Scramble off the draw just outside of the Sweden zone. Locating is Vikstrand, he'll move it across. Gustafsson up ahead to Delarose, takes a look, feeds the line. Arvidsson plays across, back to Delarose, caught him off guard. And now Delarose has lost his stick. Sweden continuing with possession, can't be giving chase. Now it's into the hands of Diaz, the captain for Switzerland, off the glass and out, but missing everybody. That is icing.
I think I'll make a note here that Reto Berra is the backup for the Swiss, because the Swedes they're using every man on the bench, and they're trying to make extra passes now coming into the zone.
Zibanejad can't win the draw. Swiss with Mueller getting it out as far as the Swedish line, right back into the Swede zone. For Adam Larsson, reverses. Ekman Larsson saw pressure coming from Hoffman, tried to move it quickly. Knuckles out to center. Larsson picks it up, shoots wide of the blocker side of Giannoni, who pushed out well. Now the puck back to the net. Janmark has him down, tries to throw it in front, and no yellow jersey, just a sea of red, able to protect their goaltender after he was caught on the opposite post.
I think Giannoni's a little bit rattled after that last one goes off his own player's stick and past him.
Janmark leaves for Larsson. Adam Larsson down deep at the line. Rakal cuts back, looks in front, spins to Zibanejad, leaves for Rakal. Zibanejad throws another hit inadvertently. Rakal into the corner. Zibanejad, odd bounce right in front, and then it'll take another hop into the glove of Giannoni.
Zibanejad, Diaz came together. Ekman Larsson, the defenseman, sneaks down to the front of the net. He has some words. Zibanejad, there's Mirko Mueller, but this is the heavy hit on the captain of the Swiss. And Zibanejad goes right to the front of the net. He engages again with Diaz. And that puck then pops up to Giannoni.
Giannoni keeps this in play for Lucas Frick. Out through neutral ice, it'll end up in the Swedish zone. Pursuing is Moser. Swedes turn that around quickly. Backlund has the most recent goal to make it 3-0. Giannoni, Niederreiter, coughed it up. Pettersson turns and shoots wide of the trapper side of Giannoni. There's the phrase, limiting your mistakes. I think you have to add a few letters. Eliminate. Because anything going awry is being gobbled up by Sweden and turned right back against the Swiss.
It certainly is. And Frick with the puck only had a minute and a half of ice time in the first period.
Swedish fans are jumping. Their team hot out of the gate against the Swiss, leading 3-0. Nielsen leaves behind his goal. Tense moments there as the Swiss nearly forced the Swedes into a turnover, as Lindholm didn't see it coming. Everberg across the line, cutting wide, tries to pull up with a wrist shot. Untersander kept him to the outside. Untersander working on the end boards. Play spills into the far corner. Kukan is there as well. Swedes okay to get their hands dirty a little bit. Play pressured at the line. Andrew Ghetto coming down the far side into the Swedish zone. Plays it to Kukan, who shoots in a block there by Everberg, who extended the right leg and got it near the ankle.
What looked like would be a very good play with the trailer. Kukan joining things. Maybe just get the puck and shoot it right away. Try to get a better angle, pulled it in, and again, we see these great scoring chances that evaporate with no shot on net because the Swedes are helping out Nielsen, the goaltender, by getting in front of those shots.
Gaetan Haas rides Adrian Kempe into the sideboards. Puck separated. Swedes will change it up. Mirko Mueller up ice to Kevin Fiala. Had a nifty little swoop and scoop move that didn't create a goal in the first, but see if he can dazzle again. Fiala trying to shake free from De La Rose, who stays with him neatly. De La Rose then plays the body. Fiala right back up. Swiss had it for a moment. Kempe locates, nearly sprinting. Zibanejad just in behind the play. Now it'll end up back on the Swiss sticks. Hoffman's shot blocked. And the second try blocked as well. Hoffman and Fiala blocked in succession. A penalty coming up to Fiala behind the play. What a dangle by Arvidsson. And he went down. The puck went up and over. Had Arvidsson pulled that off, I would have been in disbelief.
Fiala is going to get put in the box and exchange in front of the Swiss goaltender, or the Swedish goaltender. That's Nielsen. Push, a shove, and the last one to the face. But Arvidsson's off the other way. Kempe gives it to him. He gets wide, pulls it between the legs, and as he's falling, still is able to get a backhand shovel. It misses the net. And the Swiss do touch the puck. Another undisciplined penalty. The two previous ended up as power play goals against the Swiss. Fiala's got to sit and sweat it out.
Roughing the call officially on Fiala. Sweden tests Giannoni right away. Janmark denied by the goal stick. Sweden setting up Klingberg, who had the first goal of the hockey game. One of those power play markers you were alluding to. Spreads it out. Swedes set it up, right circle, Klingberg back to the line. Oliver Ekman-Larsson's shot is blocked and the ricochet will clear the zone. 2 for 2 on the power play are the Swedes. Knuckling shot into the glove of Giannoni. Squeezed it just to make sure it was there, and he'll cover up.
This is how the tournament has gone for Sweden. Patrick Fischer really wants to instill upon his players to stay out of the box. A 5-0 win against Belarus to open the tournament. A 3-2 victory against the Czechs. Another shutout. 4-0 against the French. How about another shutout? 7-0 against Austria. The 4-3 overtime game against Slovakia was the only time there was some heat put Sweden's way.
Giannoni gambles, comes out, able to move that puck along. Would have been dead to rights if Hornqvist had popped it free. Pettersson has lost his stick, kicks it. Swedes keep it in on the power play. Another 59 seconds remaining in the Switzerland penalty kill. Right side, Gustafsson shoots off a player, nearly banking it into the Swiss net, but Swiss prevail and get the clear.
Mirko Mueller gets hit in the back of the leg, but the Swiss were able to find it and get it down the ice.
Power play goals in the first from Klingberg and Hornqvist. One here in the second. Even strength from Backlund. 3-0 Sweden. Gustafsson across. Able to get it back. Cuts in left circle. Shoots low. That's blocked in front of Giannoni. Back behind the net. Swedes taking a look. 20 seconds left on the power play. Lindholm wants it at the point. He'll get it. Shoots. Knuckled wide on the redirection as Rakal stood in front and paid the price from Yossi to do so.
This whole time on the right wing, top of the circle, Pettersson is waiting for the puck.
And a pass to the line avoids the grasp of Lindholm, who directs his teammate Larsson back. Penalty over, turned over out of the box. Fiala comes in, passes across, and fanning on it. Niederreiter may not get much better than that in the period for Switzerland.
My goodness, Fiala hops out, thinks he's in alone, realizes that Niederreiter had jumped on the ice to help him out. Niederreiter opens up for the one-timer, and then it's under his blade.
Kempe's going to go for a skate. Might be able to bring it in alone. Tries to deke wide and getting back just in time with the Swiss. Play at the line. Down deep. Off of Vikstrand. Again at the line, Vikstrand. Across, far circle. Swing and a miss there from Arvidsson.
What a one-timer. It's just not working for either side.
Fiala into Niederreiter. Hemmed into the corner. Far side, Sweden zone. All Nielsen can do is watch. He has not been busy in that Swedish net. Although he'll trade that for entertainment at the other end. Might see some action here as the Swiss set it up. Corby trying to find Fiala. Drove to the net. Puck didn't stay with him. Held in at the near point, or the far point rather, by Frick. Swiss working around. Niederreiter on the cycle, deep to Fiala, back to the line. Mueller to Niederreiter, fanned on that one. Kempe can't clear. Niederreiter keeps it in, but he'll head to the bench.
Yeah, just throw it in the corner, get off. That's a tough shift for Niederreiter. Had a glorious scoring chance, couldn't connect with the puck properly. The second time it comes to him, same thing.
Swiss with numbers, but a shot block in tight. Bails out Sweden with Adam Larsson feeling another one.
How many times have we seen that? It looks like it's a great lane to get the puck towards Nielsen, and it's blocked by somebody else in yellow who's not wearing goalie equipment.
Approaching the halfway point of the second, 3-0 Sweden. Everberg off a steal will truck his way into the Swiss zone. Everberg caught on the far side boards. Puck comes out. Klingberg through center. Spun deep by Sanderson. Coughed up out of the far side, and Anderson was in between gears and blew a tire. Klingberg from the right point, his shot blocked. Nearly kicked back out to Jan Mark in front. Swedes reset. Lindholm put it to where he thought Sanderson was, but Sanderson goes to the bench for a change, and Swiss should have enough time to move this up, but Swedes are tenacious.
Well, yeah, at this point in the hockey game, halfway through, just over, the next goal has to be for Switzerland. And 4-0, that's not going to be changed quickly by the Swiss.
Rakal toe drag, lets it go. Took the stick right out of the hands of Lucas Frick. Don't read lips.
Yeah.
Rakal again. Sharp angle shot high over top of the net.
Every missed pass by the Swiss turns into a shot towards the goal by the Swedes.
Ekman Larsson holds, shoots, right pad save, rebound. Ekman Larsson banks it in. It's underneath Giannoni. And they'll take a look at this one. Does Giannoni have it?
Ekman Larsson believes so.
Swedes come close to a fourth. We'll look at it and come back. Celebration before we left you from Oliver Ekman Larsson, who thought he had made it 4-0. They will take a look at this, Dave, but it might end up being the best save of the hockey game thus far for Giannoni.
A desperation save. Ekman Larsson on the rebound goes off the right knee, the left knee, near the post. Giannoni reaches back. The blocker wedges it up against the post. Here's a nice look, although from over top it gets lost. Everyone's trying to help out. Giannoni, you can still see the puck now at that post. Now, watch it. The right knee, left knee, slows into the ice shavings. And Giannoni, his eyes are on it with that blocker. He's wedging it up against the post. He tries to scoop it out at the same time and realizes, oh, it's touching red. So that's not over the line.
Well, what we can hear is when did the whistle go? Because that could make a difference, depending on how far the sequence was allowed to go.
That's Antonin Jarabek, the Czech referee. Giannoni looking around, and all the sticks are trying to help out. Vanajad's trying to dig for it. The signal is no goal on the ice. That's going to help. but it never goes over and separates from the red line. So I can't see them calling this a goal. And once it's wedged against the post, there's no more movement on the puck. This is where he tries to scoop it out with a blocker, and it kind of just rubs it a little bit. Ref cam.
I love this version.
It's been fantastic here at the tourney.
You tell me, play the referee.
Oh, it's no goal.
After the video review, the puck didn't cross the goal line. The call on the ice stands, no goal.
When do I get my ref cam?
Could you keep up?
Not anymore.
Antonin Jerabek signals no goal, and they will play on. Oliver Ekman-Larsson thought he was going to do enough to sell it, but Giannoni able to keep it out and perhaps keep his team in the hockey game.
Well, does this then turn things into the favor of the Swiss? That close to being down 4-0.
Stretch pass, breakaway. Pettersson, stopped by Giannoni. Went with the deke, and Giannoni got a piece of that with the right pad. Nielsen at the other end, much more characteristic stop. But Pettersson can't believe he was denied there.
Sprung from Hornquist, right down the pipe and into your living room. The stop-up move here, and just because of the speed that he had, wasn't able to jam it past the right outstretched pad.
Oh, on the side of the net. I thought Giannoni got more of it than he did.
Giannoni's got to be exhausted. Lots of hockey left to play in this game.
Wow, did Pettersson ever take off on that one? Talk about separation speed.
Yeah. 24 shots already for Giannoni. Nielsen would like some more. He's only seen 6 through 2 periods. Well, first period he saw 4. This period he's seen 2.
Niederreiter. Kukan fumbled it. Zibanejad creates a turnover. Rakal coming in on his off wing. What a move! Slips it towards the goal and then ends up having it go right through the crease and out.
The Swedes are trying something new each and every time they get closer to the net. Untersander was puck watching. Rakal the toe drag and then tried to drag it right to the front.
Some of the prettiest moves have been those in attempting to get to the puck to the net. Klingberg knocked down by De La Rose, so no icing. Another turnover. In tight, fired wide. Arvidsson has had 2 grade A looks. Hit the pipe on one, put it wide on that one.
Swiss aren't helping themselves in their own end because they're moving the puck and it's not going to a teammate's stick. That's never good.
Swedes continue to push the pace in the hockey game. Adam Larsson across the line, drops off. Arvidsson rather, threw it in front, nearly tipped in, and Giannoni gets back to the trapper post in time. And the Swedes coming close again with Johan Larsson.
The redirect, here's Arvidsson with a hard pass across through the legs of the defender. It misses, and then the jam play. Giannoni gets across. This time he gets the stick out first, but getting manhandled allows Rakal to keep the puck. And coming into the lead foot, his right foot stick handling in there, and that quick little stick by the defenseman was the reason he wasn't able to wrap the hands around and make that finish. Untersander was lucky.
Diaz up ice in a hurry. Sherway ends up out by the benches.
Almost hit the backup goaltender, Red O'Bara, we were mentioning earlier.
Unrelenting are the Swedes, who lead it 3-0. Could certainly be more than that. Giannoni trying to hold his team in for the Swiss. full value for the seats in Copenhagen at Royal Arena. Many of them belong to Swedish natives making a short trip over. And it's like an all-star game that means something. Swedes have been putting on a show. Switzerland just trying to hang in there and perhaps turn the tables. 6:02 to go in period 2, 3-0 Sweden. Puck up and out again.
30-year-old Leonardo Giannoni has been keeping his team in it. And he has had a decorated Swiss League career that we'll get into throughout the broadcast.
Swedes up 3-0. John Abbott, Dave Tomlinson have been treated to some great moves on the ice, and as we're learning, in the stands as well. Swiss fan on the pass up would have been an odd man break, and Corvi just couldn't pull it off.
It's been that type of night so far for the Swiss in this game. Anything that looks like it's going to be a great chance never really gets towards the goaltender.
Niederreiter, one-on-one against Lindholm. Corners him off, frees up the puck. Klingberg pushes it along. Kempe coming deep to help out. Klingberg, stretch pass, nearly sent Delarose home free. Swedes will change it up. Swedes were pushed in their last game by Slovakia. Swiss trying to do the same. Funnel to the front, whacked away by the goal stick of Nielsen, but I think that got the Swedes charged up to not let their foot off the gas.
And they've got a collision course with Russia coming up. That's their last game of the preliminary round. The only misstep was against that Slovakian team where they took it to overtime, won it in overtime. Zibanejad, he had the goal.
Ice has been tilted a lot of time in this zone. Janmark down deep. Zibanejad showing his physical strength. Rakal tries to pop one in short side, nearly did. Giannoni looking over both shoulders. Swedes are setting this up like a power play. Rakal, side of the net, curls back. Has Janmark in front. A man off the bench was Oliver Ekman Larsson, just did a flyby. Now Backlund will come in deep and join the party. Backlund was the 3-0 goal.
The Swiss keep handing the puck to somebody else, like, here, you do something with it, I can't. And it's problem after problem.
Swedes hoping to wear down the Swiss a little bit, who continually take it to the outside in hopes of just spelling quick relief. Pedersen knocked down away from the puck. Seemed to jam up his thumb, Dave, on a play prior. Pedersen, more on that in a moment, to the line. Shot comes through. Giannoni makes a stop, turn to his right. Diaz up but not out, and you can see the fatigue starting to sit in here the longer the Swiss are in their own zone. Timo Meier trying to change that, whipping up in a hurry, just cannot make something out of nothing as Fiala went for a skate. Meier now shoots. Sweden turns it around at Everberg sprinting to the line, but instead it'll be Päijärvi that carries in down the far side boards. Play launched behind the Swiss net.
They haven't won a puck battle And when they do, there's not much they can do with it.
Nice
That's
pass by Untersander to Moser. In come the Swiss. Puck ripped right through the top of the goal crease. No takers. Held in at the line. Wrist shot by Haas at the end of his shift. Doesn't reach the goal.
You can imagine the frustration. I mean, the Swiss, they're working hard. It's not like they're not trying to create something, but there's layers upon layers of Swedish defense that they have to get through before they deal with Nielsen, the goaltender. They have to keep their frustration in check, but they just have to find a way to get more shots.
Offside goes Sherway. Last year's championship team that beat Canada in the shootout was a deep team. And we'll get back to Pedersen for a moment, Dave.
Yeah, just checking out his left thumb. Pedersen's been knocked around a couple of times. That breakaway move where he stayed on his forehand, he slid it into the boards, went to the bench, had some ice on that left thumb. Anytime a player gives you that nod, that means it doesn't feel well. So we'll monitor his ice time. When you're sitting on the far side of the goaltender, you're usually a spectator for the rest of the night. Pedersen dealt with some sickness, missed a game. Does have a point in this one, but that might be all.
Fora leads the Swiss into the Swedish zone. Puck behind Nielsen. Rakal. As Fora falls, finds the puck. He goes down, and it becomes way less threatening than it first appeared.
Ice conditions are tricky. The evening game, late periods. And it's who can stay on their feet. Fora, Rakal, 0 for 2. And Giannoni, his 11th season this past year with SC Bern. He has won the Swiss championship 4 times, a couple of Spenger Cups, Goaltender of the Year award in Switzerland a couple of times as well. But he has been bogged down with shots in this game.
Niederreiter just onside as the play hopped into the Sweden zone. Sherway trying to track it down. Untersander lets it fly, scores! There's a goal. Ramon Untersander puts the Swiss on the board.
Finally something to cheer about. Ramon Untersander breaks through the Swedish defense. It's popped up to him. He takes a moment, recollects, and this is top shelf blocker side. Backlund's trying to block it. Nielsen can't see the release. The celebration, will there be more? The Swiss are on the board.
First goal surrendered in the tournament for Nielsen as Untersander zipped it past him. A 2-goal spread on the board is delight to the eyes of the Swiss. The Swedes have had so many chances. I'm sure they're thinking it should be double. Arvidsson misses the net yet again. This time it knuckles off the glass and out over the Swiss line. Fiala in between the legs. The backhand shoots, clubbed down by Nielsen. Good response, save after a nifty play from Fiala.
So pushing afterwards. Nielsen through his 2 games had seen 28 shots and had stopped them all. As that doesn't look like it should have been able to be kept alive.
Well, we knew it was tight at the line.
8th shot of this game is the one that finally beats him. So 35 saves through 2 games and 2 periods. And he is fallible, but it's just 1. The Swiss need more.
Niederreiter shoots off the draw. That shot blocked and went wide. Took the stick out of the hands of Backlund. So broken twig means there's essentially a scramble in the Swedish D zone until they can do that. Clear it. Backlund sprints to the bench for a new stick. Swiss come right back in, trying to take advantage of an odd man setup. 40 seconds remaining in the middle frame. Swiss have one to feel confident about from Untersander. Niederreiter to the far boards. Yossi tips it to himself around one. Tried to get it to Niederreiter. Hornquist stepped in to help break up the play. Backlund hit against the end boards. 19 seconds to go in period number 2. Sherway centering. Poke check by the goaltender Nielsen. Niederreiter in front looking for Corby. Pass didn't reach him. And the Swedes will slow it down now with the time running out in period number 2. After 2 goals in the first to give Sweden the lead, teams trade goals in the second, and the Swiss are on the board. It's 3-1 Sweden after 40.
Shots on goal in the second period. Switzerland 5, Team Sweden 14.
It's not about the play. It's the shaving gel that matters. Million M Ultra Dry technology from the Ultra Close Shave and irritating your skin. Million M, the art of shave. Introducing the 2018 IIHF player statistics. Team statistics. Line updates. And introducing Guessing Game. Predict each game's final score. Win points and compete with hockey fans around the world. Put any smart device in your own language. The 2018 IIHF app, powered by Skoda. Download it now from the Apple App Store and Google Play. Skoda. Simplify. is affected by our behavior, our ambitions, and our choices. The world is changing, and we're becoming more aware we must make choices to protect the environment. We choose to make a difference in our daily behavior and life choices. Sustainable choices are intelligent choices that help us to take care of our future. Rock Zero, intelligent balls.
Alle, push, boys.
Some hope for the Swiss as they break the goose egg on Anders Nielsen. First goal surrendered by Nielsen in the tournament. How do the Swiss build on that here in the third?
Well, I think what they have to do is keep that physical edge without getting themselves into penalty trouble. They are 0 for 1 on the power play in the first, 0 for 1 on the power play in the second. Maybe the third power play, get it, the Swiss can do something with it.
2-goal gap on the board. Switzerland outplayed for most of this hockey game. Swedes haven't cashed in on all their chances, and so somewhat tight to start the closing frame of regulation. John Abbott, Dave Tomlinson with you from Copenhagen. Larson to center. Janmark works it back. Olrekman Larson surveys. Had 7 shots between the first 2 periods. Now up to Backlund. Long wrister off the stick, up into the netting.
Michael Backlund, the captain. And in this, on the team that he has with, they just want solid play from him. There's other players that could do the fanciest things. We've seen that throughout the game. The 29-year-old was taken in the first round back in the 2007 draft by the Calgary Flames. 33 World Championship games coming into this one in 2018.
Draw win to Lindholm, down deep, grinding away his Hornqvist, back up the boards to the line, played across, Klingberg shoots off balance, and Backlund the rebound, sent it wide behind Giannoni and out.
Everyone behind the fans, they thought it was going in.
Hornqvist, who has a goal in his first game of this tournament. To Backlund, near the line, not out. Kempe had it stick on him on the fresh ice in the corner. Swiss used that to spin the puck down ice. Klingberg saw a hit, made the play. Swedes not out though. Haas keeps it in for Switzerland, who will change it up. Lindholm. Arvidsson, so crafty. Could have a hat trick. He'll put this one right into the chest of Giannoni. Easy stop for the Swiss netminder.
Yeah, the Swiss have been trying to enter, pardon me, the Swedes have been trying to enter down the middle of the ice. This is Backlund's try as he's getting hassled by Untersander, and that's the goal scorer for the Swiss. Ramon Untersander won Swiss championships 3 years in a row. Back-to-back with Bern in 2016 and 2017. He's a solid defender. keeps the eyes up on one-on-one plays, tries to be physical. The Swiss in this game have been the more physical team.
Bellos down for a face-off win. That's number 6 in the game for him. Long wrister denied by Giannoni from the far side boards. Played down deep. Swedes will chase after it. Sanderson back checking as the play moves up through neutral ice. Anders Nielsen nearly coughed it up as Haas got tight to the end boards and nearly had a ricochet back. There's Haas again. And just unable to make anything of those chances. Sweden a little bit sloppy here in the opening 3 minutes. Sander, the Swiss goal scorer, rattles one deep. Adam Larsson checked but not hard by Corvi. More of a knock on the door than a pounding.
Behind the play at the benches, Vermeen gave a healthy slash to De La Rose. See if that bubbles over.
Kukan pressured. Swedes go to work. Johan Larsson to the net, trying to jam it in. Paddle down, stop. They don't blow the whistle. Now they do, as Giannoni tried to keep it tight.
Well, that took a while for the referee to blow the whistle. I thought it was in the equipment of the goaltender long enough. Giannoni, this is a couple of feet below the goal line. Giannoni was already down, and he seems to have it. The question is exactly where. This is that ricochet where Haas kind of thought he might be offside and then tried to pull the puck towards him, missed it, and then the giveaway. So not as sharp for the Swedes coming into this third period.
Swedes will spin another one in deep. After it is Janmark separating Yossi. Decides to cut back, spread it out. Yossi across the line, cuts wide. Yossi shoots, easy stop. Nielsen on the blocker's side. Adam Larsson took a hit to make the play. Moved up, Janmark in for Sweden. Threw it in front, nearly deflected off of Yossi and in. Then the net comes dislodged, and both teams are making errors in their own defensive zones.
Rakal came charging in. He then flips the puck back to the linesman. Rakal's trying to separate, gets the shove and just figures he'll keep himself up. And the net gets pushed off, so he'll take the face off to the neutral zone. There's been some chippiness in this game. There's been some questionable hits. But they've got back to playing hockey here in the third period.
Lindholm, head down slapper. Giannoni couldn't get a beat on the puck. Wrapped around to the far boards in the Swiss zone. Everberg goes to work. There's a hole in front of the benches. Puck will slide all the way down, and Klingberg to retrieve it. Hard around by Klingberg. Reconnecting with Everberg. His pass through neutral ice. Picked off by Kevin Fiala. And Ghetto near the Swedish line, no further. Piarvi trying to stall Fiala, tripped up by Lindholm. Swiss crowd wanted a penalty call, won't get one. Piarvi now in his own end with Everberg on the far side boards. Fiala moves it around, some room for Diaz, right down the pipe, hold, shoot, scores! Top corner for Diaz, who swings the Swiss to within one.
The Swiss won a puck battle. It's about 12 feet inside the zone near the Swedish bench. They haven't won a lot this game, but this one's important. Outman, keep it going. It's relayed to Diaz. You think he's going to shoot, he keeps going in, and then Nielsen's down early. Fiala with the relay. Diaz has got a bomb of a slapper, but he strides in, puts it up over the blocker. Both goals have gone there. Both by defensemen for the Swiss, and they're clawing back in this one.
Diaz spent his time with the Canadians, Canucks, Rangers, and Flames as his first goal of this tournament. It's a big one. for Switzerland, cutting the gap to 1 on the board. All of a sudden, Anders Nielsen looking human. Fiala chiming in his first game with an assist. Swedes with Kempe putting it right on and squeezing tight Giannoni.
This takes me back to the Slovakia game. I'll get to that in a second. As Diaz is going over the shoulder the whole time. Just, his eyes are up, he's looking, and Nielsen is trying to find it. He's down, and it's over his right shoulder.
I'll be honest, Dave, I thought he waited too long.
I thought he was going to use his patented slap shot. He could put a puck through a net if he wants to, but the wrist shot works. That Slovakia game, they had scored first in the hockey game. They were ahead for 4 minutes and 42 seconds until Sweden came back to tie. And the Swedes went on to win that game.
Swiss playing with some more urgency test. Nielsen again, he's contorted himself to make the stop.
But the Swedes haven't been under any sort of rough conditions all the way through it. With the NHL playoffs eliminating teams, they just keep getting stronger with their additions. Hornquist was the latest to join. But now we've got a hockey game.
Up Swiss. Indeed, raining down in Copenhagen after the endless amount of gold jerseys filled this place up. The Swiss starting to get louder.
Well, the Swiss fans didn't have a lot to cheer about. Just 9 shots through 2 periods.
Slamper by Kukan is blocked. Niederreiter trying to put it on. Into a crowd it goes. Corvy's shot doesn't hit the mark. Kukan. Corby, one-timer. Wide of the glove side. Untersander. Kukan. Swiss moving it around in the Swedish zone now.
But funnel it to the net. Don't try to get fancy.
Sherway to Niederreiter. Penalty coming up against the Swedes. Giannoni sprints to the bench. Extra attacker on. And Switzerland, unless they take themselves out of the opportunity, will be headed to the power play.
Klingberg with the stick into the feet. Sherway trying to separate below the goal line. Klingberg knows he's beat. He's got his arm stuck in there because the stick kind of wedges between the legs. That's an easy call for the official. The Swiss had a power play in the first 2.5 minutes of the hockey game. They have a power play now that could be all important.
6 power play goals in the tournament. A chance to tie things up with the top team in Group A. Ola Ekman Larson off the draw win, down the ice it goes. Diaz up to Haas, just onside. Swiss on the power play at the point. Fake shot by Diaz, moved around, Hoffman, stoned by Nielsen coming across.
Well, that's his best save of the hockey game. My goodness, the big man got across in a hurry, got the glove up. Hoffman was in position. Diaz with the fake shot, down and across. And look at this stop. That keeps the Swedes ahead 3-2.
Swiss on the power play, resetting, minute 33. Left in the Sweden minor. Swiss have scored 2 straight goals after trailing 3-0. Kukan around the top. Corby saves the zone, just barely. Off the near side boards, Niederreiter had it jump out of his grasp. And Adam Larsson will whip one down the ice. Giannoni trying to catch the Swedes here. Quick up from the goaltender. Playing it to Niederreiter. On the near boards to Corby, some room. Cuts around the goal, tries to swing it in front. Does, but only Swedes there.
I think as soon as he went around the net, the opportunity was lost. Just drive the net, jam it in there.
Giannoni urging Kukan to get back to that puck quicker. Giannoni wants to see this thing go. Haas off a gate blade there nearly coughed it up to Everberg shorthanded. 35 seconds to go in the Switzerland power play, trailing 3-2. Pass on the wrong side of Fiala. Easy pickings for Lindholm, who guides another one down. Swiss spending much more time in their own zone than they would like. Haas on the power play. Might be the last opportunity. Try and tie things up on this one. Fiala dangling in, cutting wide. Curls it by Nielsen, centering for Haas, and that shot is blocked. Fiala gets back to it, 5 seconds on the power play. Timo Meyer, no room to shoot. Dishes off, Diaz. Back to the line. Fiala fires, stopped by Nielsen. He'll poke it away with the goal stick, penalty over. And the Swedes fend off the Swiss.
It popped off his chest, but Haas couldn't corral it.
Fiala back for more, now 5-on-5 to Meyer coming in late. Sweden. Much too close for comfort for them on the board. Janmark. At the line, Klingberg shot, a rising one off the right shoulder of Giannoni, who had to leap to catch up to that one. Puck comes back down in play for Sweden. Rakal in the slot with traffic, shoots wide past the trapper side of Giannoni, who I'm certain didn't see any bit of that. Bjarvik trying to center. That hit the goal stick that's now been taken out of the hands of Giannoni. Swiss goalie without a stick. Klingberg trying to make him pay. Swedes will work it around. Rakal stands in front. No teammates helping out Giannoni at this point. He's going to have to fend for himself without a goal stick.
Frick should know better. He's got to hand his stick off.
Swedes working it around. Swiss in desperation. Klingberg shoots, blockered away by Giannoni. Couldn't get it out.
Shake of the head afterwards for Giannoni, thinking, well, somebody please get my stick or hand me something.
He's pretending to hold his hand high enough to keep his balance and his structure. Now he can go after it, but it cost the Swiss an icing.
The Swedes would love to have Elias Pettersson, but he's not on the bench. Like he injured his left thumb. What a season he had. 55 points put him past Kent Nielsen for the most points by an under-20 player in the history of the SHL. Ended the season with 56, but he's not available because of jamming that left thumb. It's not like the Swedes don't have enough backup firepower, though. Look at what they have on the ice right now.
Well, Pettersson was centering along with Backlund and Hornqvist and was on the power play as well, so that illustrates a bit further to your point that even though the young Vancouver Canuck prospect is just that, a prospect, holding his own in good company. Swedes from their own zone, approaching the halfway point of the third, up 3-2. Offside goes Sweden. A pair of goals by the Swiss have tightened the screws here. Fans loving this one maybe more than the players, at least those in the Swedish jerseys, as the Swiss have come alive, Dave, and it's a one-goal hockey game midway through the third.
Since 2009, Sweden has medaled in 6 of the last 9 World Championships. They're defending gold medalists from 2017. They won it in 2013 as well. 10 golds overall, but they're being pushed here by the Swiss group that is showing no quit.
Join the center zone before and after each game. Music, food, entertainment, and lunch.
Just a smattering of colors. There's lots of enjoyment outside of the rink, but this game here has got everybody's attention. The coach for Sweden, Rickard Gronberg, arguing about the pace here. There's been some ice issues that they've tried to clean between whistles. They're going to make a last-minute substitution, getting Kempe back out on the ice.
Might have been the source of the argument. Drawn to the right of Nielsen. Backlund shown the door. Hornqvist comes in. Swiss went it back to the line, played in deep for Corby. Has Niederreiter behind the net, tried to find him. Stepping in the steal was Vikstrand, and out of the Swedish zone it goes. Saw so many talented Swedish plays on display, so much high skill stuff through the first 40. Do the Swedes lock it down a bit now?
Well, when it was 3-0, they were trying all the fancy things. Now it's 3-2, and I think they just kind of relaxed too much.
Saunders shoots, blocker stop. Nielsen follows the rebound, lands in the circle to his right.
I'm sure that was entirely confident with that save. He saw it all the way to the right hand, but both goals have gone over his blocker side because he's down early.
Swiss have a forward high in Timo Meyer. Swedes grab it, swing it right back out of their own zone. Nearside at center. Rakal plays it in. Zibanejad departs back for the bench as Roman Yossi will hustle up ice, plays it in. Yossi looking to get it back. Instead, it's a shot on goal and a stick save by Nielsen. Diaz has the second goal for the Swiss. Coughed it up behind his own goal. Swiss get it back just out of the reach of Lita Sanderson.
It's great poise by Ghetto to make that pass.
Up for Fiala into the slot. Yossi pinching in, had taken off his stick. Swedes turn it around. Looked like a three-man rush, but they'll change on the fly as they get the puck in. Delarose.
Meier got high stick there from that hit from Delarose, and he was looking around to see if the officials saw it. They didn't.
Big hit in the near side portion of the Swedish zone as Meyer then finds an outlet for his frustration.
Wearing 56 in yellow, that's Gustafsson.
Nielsen thought that was going to be icing. It isn't. Swedes have to move it. Up ice, Everberg can prod it into the Swiss zone. Now it's over the line. Payarby in the mix as well. Mirko Mueller looks both ways, plays it up in front of the Swiss bench, and nearly landing a huge hit was Larson. The puck will roll into the Swedish D zone.
Everberg and Larson combined for a hit. They're teammates.
Kempe cutting wide, curls back as Oliver Ekman Larson in from the line. OEL will handle it down deep. Sander a steal, but it's going right back to the Swedes. Backlund gets there first. To Larson across. Oliver Ekman Larson shoots, not going to right pad, stopped by Giannoni. Rebound out to the near side board. Sweden trying to up the ante here. Backlund with Hornqvist in front, finds Larson at the line, shoots, scores! Low, hard, slapper makes it 4-2 Sweden.
Turning it up when need be. The Swiss were just a little too lax in their coverage. Adam Larson had enough time to get the big wind-up. No one's coming to him, and it goes by the glove side. Giannoni perhaps, after Backlund puts it back to the point, can't see this release just over the left pad. And that's the reaction from both sides. 4-2 Sweden, 7:01 on the clock. Can the Swiss get back to it.
First goal of the tournament for Adam Larsson out of the Edmonton Oilers. And he stakes a 2-goal gap on the board. 4-2 Sweden with under 7 to go. Lindholm floats one towards the goal, missed high over top of Giannoni off the backboards. Rakal to Janmark. Janmark left it, then lost it. Lucas Frick missed the pass. Rakal from center will twirl one back in. Giannoni spins it around. Out of the near side corner, Switzerland trying to again get to within 1. Doesn't work on this last possession. And the Swedes will continue to build their dominance as they find a goal when they need it most off the stick of Larsson. Were nervous for a few moments when the Swiss provided 2 to get to within 1, but a 4th Swedish goal from Larsson has restored a 2-goal bulge. Over on TSN 2 with Gord Miller, Ray Ferraro. It is Finland 2, Germany 2. They're heading to overtime on TSN 2. Swiss would love to follow suit. Would require a pair with under 6 to go at least to tie.
6 goals in the hockey game, 4 of them scored by defensemen.
Backhander into the corner. Sweden defending. Untersander to share away out in front. Haas tried to lift it, rather Niederreiter tried to elevate it. And Nielsen holds his ground.
Oh, Niederreiter got crunched with a cross check to the face.
Switzerland not done yet.
Sweden, number 11, 2 minutes. High sticking.
Niederreiter, you could barely see him the last time we left you with his face in the net, but here's what happened, Dave.
Well, Backlund's gonna, this is a vicious cross check to the face, right there. Niederreiter was spinning with the puck on his stick, trying to elevate it, and Backlund takes advantage of him. They call it high sticking. The shove from Niederreiter afterwards, he's not pleased at all with that cheap shot. Hornquist is trying to get at him. It's been bubbling, but the Swiss have a power play and they've got to focus in on getting the next goal.
Swiss trying to chip away at a 2-goal lead. They were down 3, came back to get to within 1. Sweden and Larsson have added the insurance marker for now. And an empty net to play for as the Swiss go all in. With the puck just missing, but the Swedes allowed to ice it, obviously, on the penalty kill. So the Swiss taking a chance here with 5:18 to go in the third.
Interesting coaching move.
6-on-4. And Ghetto to the line, Diaz. Now Yossi. Deep in the Sweden territory, Diaz. Yossi, slap shot, stop Nielsen, rebound, unable to elevate. It was Niederreiter. Swiss coming close. Diaz with the net empty behind him, plays it in deep for Corby. Back behind the goal, it's stolen, Sweden will clear.
That was a tremendous read by Ekman Larsson. Corby was wanting the puck from the point and kind of telegraphed the slow backhand, and Ekman Larsson gets it down the ice, and now he's off the ice.
6 attackers on for the Swiss against the 4 Swedes on the penalty kill. 45 seconds remaining in the Swedish PK. Tripped up was Vermeer, and a hole on the far side provides an exit for Sweden.
30 seconds left on this 6-on-4 chance for the Swiss.
And Ghetto gets it in. Swiss changing it up. Holding the line, Untersander. Glove to stick, he'll flow into the goal. Knocked down in front. Haas from his knees gets back up. Ketan Haas out of the corner to the line. Untersander with time running out on the power play. Plays it to Kukan, back to Untersander. Trying to direct traffic and handle the puck. Plays it off the stick of Haas. That'll be Moser. Power play over, Backlund back on. 6 attackers and an empty net for the Swiss now. They've got to get a whistle, you think. Timo Meyer couldn't throw it past Nielsen. And the Swedes have an empty net. PRV scores! That should ice it for Sweden, who lead 5-2.
High risk, high reward. But it's the Swedes who celebrate. The Swiss were too choosy in moving the puck around to try to get the perfect shot. After the penalty expires by Backlund, it's an empty net bid by PRV, and he does not miss. 5-2 Sweden.
We welcome those watching on TSN2 to see a Germany win over the Finns in overtime. John Abbott, Dave Tomlinson in Copenhagen, where the Swedes were pushed a little bit by the Swiss, who cut the gap to 1, but Swiss gambled on the power play, Dave, pulling their goaltender to go 6-on-4. Couldn't make anything of it, and the Swedes had an empty net for the 5th goal off the stick of Payarvi, and may add another as Everberg Tesjanoni, who will reach out on the frontward Snow Angel.
It was at 5:35 on the clock in the third period that Backlund took a high sticking call. Patrick Fischer, the coach for the Swiss, elects to pull his goaltender, go 6-on-4, but only one real clean, good shot with traffic. And that was about it. They moved the puck around. They were not getting to the center lane for a good, clean second opportunity. And after that, power play expired. Well, that center ice shot into the empty cage by Payarvi.
Swedes working down low in the Swiss zone. Swan out in front. Pushed to the line. Held in by Vikstrand. Swedish crowd growing louder now that they sense there's 2.5 remaining in the third with a 3-goal gap on the board. Wrapping around was Arvidsson. He's been close all evening. Hornqvist can't develop anything. Haas moves it up down the far side. Hoffman and Ghetto to the line. Untersander near point, shoots. Nielsen moves over to make the trapper side save. Puck comes off him. Hoffman again to the line. Untersander fakes the slapper. Untersander switching, cuts through a pair. Tried to swing it out in front. Hornquist got a stick on it. Arvidsson one-on-one with Kukan. Arvidsson trying to get around Kukan, who stayed with him. Arvidsson pulls up at the circle. Dishes off, wanted it back, but Klingberg comes in instead. Klingberg to Arvidsson, lets it go, and that's blocked in front by Untersander.
It's been a heck of a night for the captain, Backlund. Had a power play assist in the first period, a goal, and then 2 more helpers. 4-point night for him. He could have been the one that was sweating because of that late penalty, undisciplined, a cross-check to the face of Niederreiter. But instead he gets out of the penalty box and adds to his point totals.
Approaching the final minute in Copenhagen. Sweden fans on their feet. Their team up by 3. Nifty move by Meyer trying to get to the front of the net. Unable to finish that off, and Giannoni's going to sprint to the bench on a delayed call.
Timo Meyer has been working this entire game. He's been physical. We've seen some skill.
Team Sweden number 12, 2 minutes holding.
Holding call at the tail end of this. It's that left arm that reaches around and Meyer can't get the shot off. Just under 49 seconds left in the hockey game. Swiss will put out a 5-man unit of a power play and Giannoni stays in the net.
4th power play of the hockey game for the Swiss. Gave the Swedes a run. But Sweden just so deep. Kukan, wrist shot, scores! Beat Nielsen straight in on the blocker's side.
The Swiss are asking themselves, where was that on their previous power play? Nielsen came into this game perfect. 2 games, 2 shutouts. He's given up 3, but the Swedes have never given up the lead. Once again, past the blocker. All 3 goals past the blocker. Cordy with the face-off win. Kukan helps it off. Untersander back to Kukan. All 3 goals by the Swiss are by defensemen in this game. Diaz, Untersander, and that latest one.
Well, the Swiss went all in on a power play, pulling their goaltender to go 6-on-4 with 5 minutes left. With 40 seconds left, do they consider trying to find another quick one with the goalie out? Yes, indeed. Swiss will move up. Giannoni to the bench. Corby coming in down the right side. Fires off the side of the goal. Sent some of the Swiss fans in behind that Swedish net to their feet. Sweden just trying to get out of the dying moments of this 3rd period without another goal against. Corby hoping to find it. Niederreiter tied up Corby with 12 seconds left. Goes back to the line. Kukan across. Kukan looking for the return. There's 4 seconds left. Zibanejad passes over, and they can't put it in, but it doesn't matter. Sweden will go 6 for 6 in the win column. The Swiss push them, but the Swedes take it 5-3 over Switzerland.
The Swiss were undisciplined early and it cost them. They were down 3-0. They chipped away, got it to 3-2, and that's as close as they could make it. The Swedes got a little better when they needed to. And a 2-goal lead turns into a 2-goal win. 5 for Sweden, just the 3 for the Swiss.
Sweden hangs on the top spot in Group A. Now have 6 wins thanks to a 5-3 final over the Swiss.
Ladies and gentlemen, the best player of each team will be awarded with the official watch from Tissot, official timekeeper of the 2018 IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship. The prizes will be presented by Alina Müller, Most Valuable Player, Women Ice Hockey Olympic Winter Games 2018, and Susanna Kolbenheuer, IIHF Council Member. the best player from Team Switzerland, number 85, Sven André Ghetto. And the best player from Team Sweden, number 11, Mikael Backlund. Ladies and gentlemen, please
2 games in a row, a team has snuck back on you guys. What happens? Do you fall asleep, or what's the issue with the team there?
No, I mean, fortunately we gave them a goal end of the second that gave them some momentum and energy, and I thought we did a better job today to respond to it. We learned a lesson from last game, but yeah, we made it a little tighter than it had to be, of course.
A goal and 3 assists for you tonight. Was the puck just following you out there?
Yeah, one of those nights, you know, when pucks are bouncing my way.
Talk to me about your goal. It seemed as though you had other plans.
Yeah, I was trying to find Elias back door there, and luckily he went in.
Up next is Russia, a big game for your team. What kind of effort are you expecting from this group moving forward?
Same as every game, we come out really hard and we stay at it. We keep going and just, you know, come out with a lot of pressure, a lot of excitement. That's why we've been playing so well. We've been playing with a lot of excitement, so I expect the same thing.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
Timo, the team seemed to come out a bit slower, came alive in the third, but were you guys a little bit tired from your game against Russia maybe at the beginning of this one?
Yeah, I think you know, it was obviously a tough game for us last night. We you know, came out short last night, but like you said, we had a slow start, but fought back at the end. We got you know, pretty close. We took a couple of stupid penalties that we shouldn't have taken, but you know, it's a good lesson for us. Big game coming up, and you know, we're gonna have to be ready.
Yeah, how much was discipline a factor in this game?
That was a big factor. Their power play is real good. They got some, you know, really good players, so we can't give them those opportunities. They took advantage of them, and like I said, we got to learn from it.
1 game left. What do you expect to see from this club now?
We got to come and give our best effort. We got to be ready right from the start and perform for 60 minutes.
Best of luck.
Thank you very much.